Here's to it's Matt Rosa. Welcome to another episode. I don't know how to count, so I couldn't tell you what number we're on, but it is another episode of the Voiced podcast on the internet.
The Voiced.
Find us on the deep web. Find us where Jeff Epstein didn't kill himself. Welcome again. Thank you so much. My name is Robbie Rob. We got my man right here, Fortune Uno de Uno. We got Christian Louis V, a.k.a. Turn Me Up Vivo. And we have a very special guest today. Internet entrepreneur, mogul, Lambo driving, guitar plucking. It's Matt Rosa.
It's.
Welcome to the podcast, my friend.
Jazz fingers.
Yes, sir.
We're switching it up from Matt.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on this.
We appreciate you coming and bringing off screen. We have the lovely Shorty, who is our producer for
Newly
the day.
hired executive
Newly
producer.
hired.
Jazz fingers for her. Jazz fingers for her.
Keep it jazzy. Keep it jazzy.
Jazzy.
We'll put a picture of her in the corner. You
For
know?
real. La Doña.
All right, got it. That's where I'm placing it.
Got it.
And this episode is proudly brought to you by White Claw.
Yeah.
The unofficial sponsor of today's episode.
Let's get clawed up.
Let's get clawed up.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
paid us a lot of money to say that. Because we're a big deal on the dark webs over here.
This was their worst plugin ever.
They probably they're gonna strike this. They're gonna have it removed because they don't want us representing their
I'm like the Stone
brand.
Cold Steve Austin and White Claws.
All right, since it is the worst, I know you travel a lot, been all around the world.
Yes.
What was the worst flight that you've taken so far?
Question.
So surprisingly enough, it's not even one of the long ones. Like we just came back from Asia, and Asia was like I think we did like 30 hours of travel. But in those things, it's luxury in the sky. So it's like you're good.
You got a little condo up there.
Yeah, you're good. You got your own little bunk area and you're chilling. I think the worst flight I've ever taken was we flew private. And it was this tiny little jet, so it was my first like jet experience, and I'm thinking like G5, you feel me? Like,
Yeah.
like my mentor, he tells me, he's like, yo, we're gonna take a jet from I think it was Paris to London, if I'm not mistaken, Paris to London. And this thing was tiny. And when I tell you, it was like a 8 passenger, maybe 6 passenger.
Puddle
like,
jumper kind of thing.
Yeah, tiny. The flight's like 45 minutes. You felt when the wind blew on you.
Yeah.
So it was just absolutely terrifying.
That's scary
And
as hell.
So
recently,
you went from thinking G5 to flying like
bro,
bro,
it was a scooter in the sky, bro. It was a scooter in the sky.
you fly like Narcos.
It was awful. It was awful. And then recently in North Carolina, we just got like the worst profiling by Delta.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the worst profiling by
Damn,
Delta.
I'm gonna have to cancel my card. Fuck Delta.
Okay,
kidding.
season.
Keep those miles though.
Yeah, I need to not do that because it's the only people that'll
So
accept
what
me.
happened? How'd you get profiled?
You know, we were 10 minutes late for our flight, and the dude in the front, he was like, you know, and he was, I mean, I feel so bad. He ended up getting in trouble, but he was just trying to show love.
Somebody said to you, "You're late. You're Puerto Rican."
Wow.
Profiled.
Jesus.
In North Carolina, everyone's Mexican. There's no Puerto Rican. Everyone's Mexican.
That's where it started.
Everyone's freaking Mexican.
Oh
But
my God.
nah, dude was cool. He was like, I'm gonna make sure you guys get on the flight. Don't worry about it. He's like, run though. So I was like, all right, bet. And we run to the gate, and the original gate, because we had our original boarding passes on our phone. He gave us a new printed one, and we look, and it was the next flight. So he switched us on flights. So I was like, damn. So we're waiting around. We go to get on that flight, and they're like, you're not booked for this flight. Your flight left an hour ago.
Wow.
So I was like, nah, he actually put it, we start explaining the situation. And she was like, well, you shouldn't have been late. I was like, yeah, granted, but your guy actually pushed us through, so it's not on us.
Right.
Ended up that our bags were on the original flight. We're separated from our bags. We're trying to explain the
Oh
situation.
God.
And then out of nowhere, supervisor just raises her voice. And she was like, do me a favor and step to the side.
Oh God.
And I was like, yo, do me a favor and don't yell at me. Like, we're trying to explain what... And then next thing I know, I'm talking to you, like, in the same tonality that I'm talking to y'all right now. But we're Latino, you get me? So if we get a little spicy, we get a little spicy. It is what it is. One dude immediately... It's crazy, man, how airports exercise their...
Authority.
The
bullshit authority. Their fake
so
ass.
like, yo, calm down before I rip that name tag off. So, the dude responds to us. He goes, I'm calling the cops. I said, all right, call the cops. We haven't broken any laws.
Yeah.
Police come, long story short, manager comes up to me and she apologizes. She's like, they skipped protocol. Wasn't supposed to call the cops.
Oh,
it's because
Lord.
you guys are young. And offered us miles. I was like, nah, just deal with them. So she was like, yeah, they're suspended.
I would have taken the damn miles, huh?
Right?
Yo, to be real, it's more of a pride thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm never
damn,
taking
I'm never flying Delta again.
Yo.
I fly Delta tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
I find Delta's straight, you know.
No,
like-
Delta's awesome. That was the only experience that we had, and the way they dealt with everything was pretty dope.
Yeah, at least in the end, you
Yeah.
know, that's fire. Yeah, I it's so funny you said the Charlotte thing with Mexicans because Red Ventures, right? I worked there on the Spanish queue, and I don't look Hispanic at all, and they'd come up to me and be like, "I didn't know you were Mexican," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not fucking Mexican, bro." But yeah, that's all they know over there in Charlotte is whites, blacks, and Mexicans, man.
Yeah. There's no. You could be Asian. Aren't you Mexican?
Or Chinese,
No.
right? Just they're all Chinese.
Vietnamese.
You look foreign. Mexican?
Mexican.
Straight up, dude. It's so
That's how Fort Myers was.
yeah, well there's a lot of Mexicans in Fort Myers too.
Yeah, same thing. That's
A lot
how
of
I felt when I was
Mexicans
living out
everywhere.
there.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Yo, honestly, I want to be real. Shout out to the Mexicans.
Yeah,
They're
Mexicans.
real-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Mexicans.
I don't
Mi
want to
raza.
claim I'm not Mexican. That's it. It's the only beef I got. I'm not. I don't have a problem. With
just to explain to the Mexicans, it's that there's just heavily populated Mexican areas in the U.S. So the white people there think that everybody's just Mexican. If
white
if
people.
you're Hispanic,
Yo, so true story. Check this. We are in Albuquerque. No one goes to freaking Albuquerque.
yeah, except for the Breaking Bad
Breaking
people.
Bad, and I could see why they would film it. In
Yeah, probably very easy.
Yeah. So we're coming out the gym. This little old lady comes up to us, and she's missing. She looks like she was probably an extra in Breaking Bad. That or The Walking Dead, probably.
Oh, Lord.
But she's missing hella freaking teeth inside of her mouth. And she comes up to my boy Alex, and she's like, "Yo, like, do you guys have any money for food?" My boy's like, "Yeah, I got you." So then she opens up. She's like, "I want to pray for you guys," and we're like, "Yeah, you know what? Go ahead." And then afterwards, she goes, I don't understand why people are so mean to me. And we're like, "Yeah, I'm sorry that's going on." And she starts telling us about her life. I'm like, "Oh, man, we're stuck here, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You guys are so nice. I don't know why they talk about Mexicans that way."
Oh God. You're like, you know what, lady?
Dude, we sat there and all of us looked at each other. We were like, "Did she?" We just smiled.
We understand why people are mean to you now, lady. You racist. Yeah. See, when people come up to me like that, I'll just be scared because, like, I'm like, it depends. Like, if it was like, if she had no teeth and she was old and dirty, I'd be like, nah, you look like a witch from a storybook. I'm straight. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want that bad juju on me, you know? I'm going to pray for you. No, thank you, lady. Go pray for somebody else. I'm scared of you. That's how I feel, at least. I like homeless
Bruja.
people, but not the ones that look like storybook witches, bro. They scare the shit out of me. There's one lady on my block that, like, literally has been there since 2010. Like, on 79th Street, and if anybody that lives on 79th Street in Miami, you get off on 95, and that lady has been there for I don't know how long, and she's been pregnant like 3 times. And I don't think she got any children that I've seen.
Holding it down.
And she's
God.
got no teeth. And I give to whoever else might be there, but her, I'm like, nah, you're still alive after all these years. And you look 90, 10 years ago. I'm straight. You scare the shit out of me. You
That's
probably
The
a
Walking
witch. The Walking Dead, straight up.
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
What if she's just killing it? What if she
Right?
got a nice crib? Like,
I've seen documentaries of that.
I've seen that too.
I've seen documentaries of that where you got people making. I mean, it may not be a high income, but they're making a full-time income.
They're making a living.
Yeah.
Little side
No, but
hustle.
I always do, like, 2 + 2 is 4 - 1, that's 3 quick math at the fucking light. And I look and sometimes I'll be like, damn, there's like 20 cars at this light, right? Because it's a high traffic. I seen 2 people give them some shit. Let's say both those people gave 50 cents. That's $1. A light is like blah, blah, blah. And I start doing like this math in my head. And I'm like, yo, they're eating, right? Like, they're making some kind of money.
$20 an hour, bro.
Right?
$20 an hour.
I mean,
easy.
it's not like a career or nothing like that, but, like, they're eating.
I mean, that's some people's careers.
Yo.
No,
a
$20
lot of
an
people.
hour, bro. That's a ton of people. You know that the average American makes less than $20 an hour.
It's so scary.
The average American
crazy?
makes less than $20 an hour, so that's wild.
I always think about, like, my salary if I, like, took it to, like,
To the streets.
Iowa, bro. I'd be
Yeah.
chilling, balling.
Banking.
Iowa, but then I'm like, then
No
people are
bees.
gonna think I'm
Nobody balls
Mexican,
in
bro.
Iowa.
People are gonna be like, look at this Mexican with all this money, Like, I can't do that, bro. Nah, I'm undercover. I look white. They probably think I'm just a corn-fed regular boy from the Midwest.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna be eating out there because you do both.
Iowa, bro. I could probably buy a house. I could probably buy a house in Iowa for like 70 grand, like 4 bedrooms, huge. Actually, if anybody ever eventually sees this from Iowa, I apologize for
Much love to Iowa.
generalizing. I don't know. I've never been there. It's one of the states I've never been to.
I mean, but bro, almost anywhere outside of like Miami, the property value is a lot cheaper.
yeah.
Yo, how much land Kanye buy? In
Oh,
Wyoming?
thousands of acres.
He's smart. Kanye is always buying into like super, obviously lucrative businesses, but also unconventional, like outside the box businesses as well. Like what was it that he got Kim for their wedding? He bought her a bunch of
Oh yeah,
businesses.
he was like Nike,
All
Apple,
stocks,
all kind of stock.
Disney.
Yeah, like
It was like a
of
stock package
Apple,
of like
yeah.
the American institutions that
Yeah, bro,
over
like-
years will obviously make a lot of money.
that is
What a
wild.
dope gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to get my girl an Amazon store for our wedding,
Nice.
and well, I mean people
That's
scam
impressive.
online, so
A lot. Yeah.
it is what it is.
Amazon's a
Amazon.
hustle.
Beware.
Amazon is a hustle indeed. But yeah, Kanye bought mad land in Wyoming. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna just say it now. I think he's trying to start a cult. Nope. Right? No
with
bullshit.
this new album.
Not just with his new album. Like if you look at the way cults start and all the moves Kanye is making at the current moment.
Listen. What do you mean? Because I recently saw him at Coachella, and I'll tell you how I felt.
Oh, you went to Sunday service?
Yeah, I did the Sunday service,
Wow,
man,
okay.
which made me feel a little uneasy because I wish I was in church.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good example. So I'm going to preface this by saying, and most people, if you ever met me before or know of me, I'm a humongous Kanye West fan. Huge.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. not of the person so much anymore.
Yeah.
But as a musician, even like the new album, like I'm not every song, but there's a few songs that I still
Sonically it's good, but the
bangers.
message is a little too
So-
mixed.
All right, so like let's go through this. So the Sunday service thing was already kind of crazy, right? Like you're appropriating religious culture. I'm not particularly religious for any reason. I'm not against religion in any way, but me personally, I found my spirituality to be outside organized religion. Kanye is using organized religion to kind of back his current movement, right? Specifically Christianity, which is the most effective religion in the history of religions. If we're talking about what religion was created to do, it's an institution created to control the population by using fear, right?
Fair.
However you feel about it, if it's part of your life now, no disrespect. Obviously, there's a lot of positivity that you can find within religion, but the church was created for a specific purpose, and it's that. So Kanye is using that. He bought, I'm talking about, I don't even know how many acres in Wyoming. Crazy. He just bought even more acres in Wyoming.
He doubled up.
He doubled up. He's releasing this religious album. He's at that point with Yeezy, right? The clothing brand where the shit is selling itself. He could just literally put out any new silhouette, any colorway, and he's got that kind of name right now where it's gonna sell.
Big facts.
So he's making crazy, unrealistic amounts of money right now. Like, they're not talking about it, but in the long run, Jay-Z, Puff Daddy, any other entrepreneur, Dr. Dre, they will eventually pale in comparison to the money Kanye is going to make in his life. It just is what it is. Yeezy is a brand here.
Interesting.
For good, to
Interesting.
stay. Rockefeller, where is it? It's been rebranded.
Well,
changed
I mean,
name.
they could have said the same thing about Reebok. It's a brand here to stay. You feel me? Like all brands,
I
technically
agree in that sense.
in the height of their existence is here to stay, right? Until it's not.
But the thing about Reebok is they've always been they ride waves. So Reebok got big in the 80s because they rode the aerobics wave, and they kind of misfired and are possibly going under because they tried to ride the CrossFit wave. And CrossFitters, yeah, they're cool. They tried to ride the UFC wave. If you see that, they don't really diversify well enough. They pitch their trailer to one truck or whatever, and if that truck crashes, they're crashing with them.
So Kanye also partnered like with Joel Osteen as well.
He did that
Which
as
is
well.
really cool.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, in my opinion.
It's
Which is really cool.
smart moves. I mean, everything he's doing though.
But go back to the lane of cult like, because I'm gonna tell you what I experienced in Coachella seeing it in person, bro. It was
So I think that
It was
he's trying.
something else.
I think he's trying to use religion and his influence to find that core audience that's willing to follow him anywhere. And I think eventually whatever he's doing with this land, we'll find out.
It's
Well, that's for- it's for
1,400
Yeezy.
acres, by the way.
Well,
It's for Yeezy.
It's for Yeezy, and like one thing that I kind of salute him 1,400. That he's basically cutting the middleman out. All the fashion, all the factories like overseas.
Full control.
So he wanted to make it in America. He's using this as a pedestal, not only a cult but a campaign. He like you saw the little clip with like when somebody laughed at him saying he was gonna run for president.
Yeah.
And I do believe that.
where he
but
snapped.
my take on all this is that it's in the Constitution that you can't mix like church and state. And you're dropping a gospel album and then you're running for president. And I just had this conversation with my parents yesterday because they were like, basically talking about like being they saw a gay couple on a California insurance commercial yesterday, and I was just like, yo, like people like and I transitioned that to Kanye, because what I'm saying is basically people want to change history. We're institutionalized and thinking like, yo, church and state, you can't mix that. You know what I mean? Like oil with oil and water.
Oil and water.
I need a fact check on that.
I was about to say oil and vinegar. Too.
I was about to say
Those do mix.
But they just go so well together.
Exactly. So he's trying to do that, and to me, like I applaud you, but that's not the route. That's not the route to go, especially how you're going about it. Like I can't support somebody who's saying they're a man of God and they went about it a certain way, and then you're selling merch that has Jesus' face and the cross and all that and all that. It just doesn't resonate well with me, but I still love him sonically. As a person, he started to like kind of like not be that guy, but as a businessman, as an innovator, like he's a genius. He'll forever be a genius in my book. But when it comes to these moves and what you're trying to do, do what you got to do for your family.
Yeah.
But you probably won't see me trying to cop
But
some Yeezys.
his
like,
family's
again.
good though. Like he's doing for something else right now. And I think when you're that type of person, you could show up on camera, no worries. I think when you're that type
Puts
of person,
face in camera.
yeah. Hello. It's me.
How's it going?
It's me. Okay, so wait. So that's my thought. Of course, this is like my conspiracy mindset, right? It could just be like the man just wanted to
No,
buy
I think honestly, I think you're on point though with it.
Yeah.
To be 100% transparent. First of all, he kind of. One thing I like about Coachella is it's dope, man. Like people are just popping up out of nowhere. People are bringing their homies on. Like we were watching. Damn, what's this group called that ASAP came out with?
Story of Arca.
Nah, not Story of Arca.
Tame Impala?
Tame Impala, right?
Yeah.
So we're watching Tame Impala, and all of us like grooving. Then out of nowhere, they stop the music, and you hear from the back, they're like, ASAP comes on, but you can't see who it is, and he's like, y'all really gonna party without me? And off rip, you knew it was ASAP, so everybody's losing their shit. Like, everybody. There's so many different like pop ups all over the place. I personally feel, first of all, I went to go see Kid Cudi.
Right.
We all know kids with ghosts. Like it was cool to see Kanye up there, but Kanye went up there and kind of like bullied his way onto stage, which was interesting to see his like I was super excited to because I know that album was banging. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge Kid Cudi fan though.
Sure.
I love Cudi.
Yeah.
I actually have a Kid Cudi tattoo on my ribs.
Nice.
But I love Cudi, so I was really excited to see him, and seeing kids see Ghost up live, like that doesn't happen often. The production was on point.
It was a moment.
It was a Kanye West moment. And it was very evident that he was trying to... Yeah. And you talking about Cudi's been out the scene for a minute now. He's coming back. Like, show the man some love, and you should be putting him on game because of the level that you're at, right? But
1,000.
that was just more of a personal thing. It is what it is. Some people were more excited to see Cudi than it was.
I agree with you with that.
I mean,
I love Kanye. Like, I love Kanye. I love Kanye and I love Cudi, but I noticed that too. Like, he's like Cudi's being Cudi, just vibing, chilling, just like, loving the experience. Kanye's just like spazzing.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's
like,
you could tell like he was trying to be that dude.
Yeah.
But what I liked about Cudi is that he was in the cut. He was like, all right, go ahead and be that dude.
Yeah, exactly.
And then after they finished their 4 songs that they have together or something like that, then Cudi came on and really lit the crowd on fire. He was like, yo, I'm going to show you what's really good, which was dope to see. But
That's dope.
More so, I feel he bullied his way onto the scene for Coachella as well. Not necessarily just that, like
I'm Kanye, you're gonna
presentation,
have me.
like you're gonna have me,
Yeah.
right? And this man did it in one of the most particular and just like center of attention locations of the entire park. A park that was closed off, but it had this mountain on it, and it was just like and no matter where you were at inside the
were gonna
park,
see it.
you could see it and you could hear it, right?
Wow.
No way.
And he made sure that everybody would be there by releasing gear just for Coachella.
Right.
Yeah.
So you had it felt kind of heathen like it had like a weird vibe. People were there sitting there rolling balls and on ecstasy, listening to a Sunday service.
Right.
And he woke everybody up at God knows what time. It was probably like 8 a.m, something like that. We hear a full-blown choir practicing from like all the way in the tent, and you're like, yo, what the heck is going on? It's Easter Sunday, not one mention of God.
Right.
You're talking about it's a Sunday service, right?
Yeah.
You could go on YouTube and watch it.
I saw it. I saw it that
not
morning.
one mention of Christ.
And they were playing like Stevie Wonder songs.
Easter,
It was fire. But
if you're gonna call it a Easter Sunday, I mean,
Yes.
it was dope. The Stevie
Yeah.
Wonder songs where they were
Oh
Earth,
my
Wind, and
God.
Fire. They
Well,
dropped
there's
Earth,
no-
Wind,
there's
and
no
Fire,
doubt
something
he's an
like that.
amazing
I noticed that
artist.
as well.
Yeah, no, it was
You
dope.
know?
It was dope, man. But
Yeah.
first of all, you're not a choir orchestra. Like you're not the guy, and he's pretending to be up there like over there. So I was like, yo, stop that. First of all, there was no. You're calling it a Sunday service, and you're dropping all these new songs that he had done more choir like though off the new album. Not one mention of Jesus. Not one mention. It's the day Jesus woke up.
Yeah.
Like, and you're calling it. So I don't know, man. And the line was literally ridiculously out the door. Not that there's doors in Coachella, but like around the area,
Just nuts.
people lined up to buy a T-shirt, which was absolute garbage. The T-shirt was expensive beyond belief.
Trash. I didn't like that merch at all.
Yeah.
Neither. And he had all of Coachella rocking the thing, so I could see what it is that you mean. This man can what's that serial killer's name? Manson.
Charles Manson.
Charles
Yeah.
Manson. Bro, Charles Manson had people following him on some weird shit like that too,
Yup.
man. It didn't
1000.
seem like serial
And
killer
Charles
stuff in the
Manson.
beginning.
Charles
believed.
Manson.
Yo, Kanye is a serial killer.
Wait. And
Well, the thing is,
Charles
most-
Manson also claimed that he was the second coming of Christ, which is very similar to what Jesus
Yeah.
Well,
is doing.
Charles Manson. There's a lot of. I mean, listen. There's a lot of similarities at face level, right? I mean, if you boil it down to the lowest common denominator, you know what I mean. And one of the main things, if you look back over Kanye's career, as much as he has this bravado and this ego, it's evident that there's a self-esteem and self-confidence issue. And cult leaders, that's like the number one sign that their egos are fragile and they have self-confidence issues because they're so used to being boosted up and so used to being elevated that when they have that one person that doesn't do it, it becomes a harsh switch, right? And if you look back throughout history of Kanye, right? And again, this comes from a Kanye fan. The beef with Drake. Maybe Drake was like, damn, you know what, Kanye? Like, you were a big influence on me, but let's keep it real. Like, you're not that dude no more. I am. You don't know what private conversations they might have had. The thing you just mentioned with Cudi, where Kanye was kind of, why they feeling Cudi like that? I put him on. They probably only like Cudi because they love me. Let me come out here and give them what they really want.
1,000.
Damn.
Ego thing. All
Nah,
those other-
it was evident that happened too, and it was dope though, cause like the what's that song? Keep going, keep moving.
yeah.
Reborn?
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
that came on and they extended the outro and like everybody's just vibing to it and
Yeah.
like everyone's having a really good time. But the moment that Cudi came on with Cudi shit, like
yeah.
Even Cudi montage.
People were there to see Cudi.
bro, it was
Cudi
wild,
montage
man.
is-
Yeah, it was
no.
wild. Seeing Kid Cudi in person was
One-
it was something special.
One funny thing about
That was your
Kanye,
first time?
Yeah, that was
talking
my
about
first time
Drake,
seeing
for
him.
example.
Yeah.
First time seeing him.
I was reading a XXL Rosewood edition.
Rosewood. That was a dope man.
The what's it, Kanye Fridays?
Good Friday.
Good Fridays. Around that time, it was 2010. It was an issue.
August
XXL
2010, I think.
August 2010, where he said that he like yo, Drake like puts like the fear in us. Like,
Yeah, oh yeah, he
you
did
know?
say that on that
Yeah,
interview.
like
I remember
and,
that
and-
100%.
And I'm like, I was talking to like G about that shit, and I walked to him like, yo, read that shit right now, because it was like the day after golf win.
Was it during like Take Care time?
That no, that was before
Yeah,
it was around
because
Take
we're
Care.
talking about Good Friday.
It was before Take Care.
Yeah.
talking
You know
Yeah.
what was probably out on the radio was the one with Eminem and Lil Wayne. Forever. That was probably that time. So Take Care probably hadn't gotten started just yet
Take
around
Care
that
is
time.
being,
It was
recorded.
it was being
Exactly.
cooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time, he had a sprained ankle
Yeah. He got surgery on his knee.
because he wasn't on a play with.
Oh my god. But actually, no. But he did have a knee surgery around that time. But listen, we gotta take a quick break, real quick.
We gotta get called up.
Jazz fingers.
We shall be right back with the worst.
It's the voice.
Slim Drunk Production.
Dime, mami. Dominicano, Cubano, gringo cuando hablo. My Twitter ain't popping cause I'm a hard act to follow. Start acting hollow when I start stacking dollars. Keep a cigars packed with marijuana, smell it in my pocket. And I'm off up in the party, dancing salsa and bachata. Got a Colombiana with a bottle of that guado. When she take it to the God, I see that pride when she swallow. Que bonita, no?
What's going on? I think we're sideways.
Yeah.
Sitting sideways.
Who cares?
Let them
Let them
figure
turn
it
their
out.
phone, dog.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, another clip with like another.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? You guys are tuning in with Los Brigados. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Yo, it's Robbie Rob, aka Rob Zillionaire. What it do?
What's up, y'all? It's Big Homie Fortune.
Vivo. Turn me up.
Turn me
Awesome,
up.
awesome. And they're known as Los Brigados. I've known these guys for the past few years. They were a part of the journey from a very, very early start. And we decided to all link up for the what?
The worst.
The Voice Podcast.
The worst podcast on the
The
internet.
worst
On the
podcast.
internet.
So we're going to be launching this thing over the next few days. Stay tuned for information, but we figured we'd let you guys in on some of the conversations that we're having.
Live.
If you guys are jumping onto this, make sure that you are commenting the city that you're tuning in from right now.
Yes, sir.
We're here from Miami or Imaim.
Imaim.
But yeah, this isn't your ordinary entrepreneur podcast. You guys aren't going to be hearing about the business and things along those lines, or maybe you will. This is just literally nonstop, balls to the wall, current events, funny, in-your-face type of information. So with that being said, kick back, have a drink with us, and
Enjoy.
yeah, let's do this thing, guys. We got 73 people currently on.
Cheers.
What city are you guys tuning in from? What city is it that you guys are tuning in from? Let's check it out. We got Trinidad, we got Nashville, we got Albuquerque, we got Connecticut, we got Atlanta, we got UK, we got the cornfields of Illinois.
Iowa. Where you at?
Oh man, this is awesome. All right, awesome guys. So we're gonna get this thing started.
Are they both rolling?
We rolling, fam.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We
Check
going.
the battery on that one, probably.
Oh yeah, we gotta plug that battery in.
It's all good.
If it's going, it's going.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, we live,
Awesome.
baby.
We live.
Yes. Yes,
Cheers.
sir.
Cheers to the worst.
Cheers. To the
Cheers.
worst.
To the worst podcast ever.
We got the best
Everybody
and the worst.
look in the eye.
Look in
Yes.
the eye.
Because one day I'm gonna have sex with every one of you.
Jazz fingers. Come on, let's get it. Let's
Let's
get
keep
it.
it jazzy, baby.
Round of
So-
applause for the live audience, everybody.
Awesome.
Jazz fingers for them as well.
What were we talking about before we left off? And
We were talking about Kanye starting a cult. I think we could find a way to transition out of that because that's heavy.
yeah.
That was a heavy one.
But well, let's talk a little bit about. So you said we weren't gonna talk business on this one, but we're gonna talk a little business. So Matt,
Okay.
we want to talk about what you're doing and how you got there. Everybody that's on the live knows who you are,
Right.
but the 7 or 8 followers that we have might not know exactly what's going on with Matt Rosa. So want to talk about the journey, where you came from, and where you're at now. So tell us a little bit about what you do on a daily.
Yeah, man, no doubt. So what I do is we run an educational platform. We teach people to trade cryptocurrencies, forex, but that's surface level, right? I honestly, I just connect with cool people around the world, and I help them find out how it is that they've been held back for so long inside of their lives, why it is that they're not accomplishing what it is that they desire, what it is that they aspire to be, and see how it is that I could help formulate something to just put them on game, because it was at some point that somebody reached out to me and helped me out and dug deep in order to make that happen. So over the course of the past few years, we've just been traveling the world nonstop. I filled out my first passport, which was really cool.
Excellent.
I'm on my second passport. It was pretty dope.
Let me
We
just
almost
say
got
that-
stuck in Europe.
Let me just say this: there's a large percentage of the population that'll never ever do that. So, props to you.
Dude,
just on
there's
that.
a large percentage of the population that doesn't have a passport.
that will never have a passport.
They
Period.
literally
So,
don't have
real.
a passport. So no, it was cool, man. And I can proudly say Speaking in front of audiences, I've been to every continent with the exception of Antarctica.
So we need to get there.
Yeah, so if there's anybody on Antarctica, hit me
Make
up on the
yourself
DMs, and let's see what we can do in order to start something over there.
I got a question regarding that. So what do you find is the most common between all the people that you're educating? What is the most common hurdle that people seem to have as a human race that you see?
No
that
doubt self-belief, man.
self-belief, right?
No doubt self-belief. I mean, bro, we've been pre-programmed to think a certain way, to act a certain way, I mean, at the end of the day, all right, so Pete, I strongly believe that the way it is that you talk to yourself, right, provokes the thoughts that you have. The thoughts that you have provoke the actions that you take. The actions that you take obviously dictate the type of results that you're going to have. And from an early age, we weren't taught to speak to ourselves the right way. We weren't taught to think the right way. We weren't taught, and it's not because they didn't want to. Our parents didn't want to, our school teachers didn't want to. It's because they didn't know how, right? Because they were pre-programmed as well. So I think it's self-belief.
They didn't believe in themselves either. Why would they believe in you?
Yo, big facts. Well, my homie in New York, Darwin, he said making $1 million was the easiest thing that I had done. He said the hardest was believing that I could.
Damn.
And when he said that, I was like, damn, dude, like you just smacked it hard, bro, because what we want to accomplish, it's obviously accomplishable. I mean, let's keep it real. We live in one of the best cities inside of the world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
my
best
God.
cities, MIA.
I preach that all
We live
day.
in one of the
Yeah.
best cities in the world. But you know what blows my mind? In the same city, we got the projects, and then we got the sky rises. We got Golden Beach, where it's some of the most expensive real estate in all of Miami.
Yeah.
And we're all in the same city, which means that somebody was taught to think a certain way, act a certain way, react a certain way, work a certain way, and then others were not. And that just leads me to believe we're in the exact same city, which means we have the exact same opportunity, access to information.
And I find that when you say it's the greatest city in the world, I find that I've noticed as locals, we got the short end of the stick a lot of times. Miami has a lot of culture, a lot of rich history. Like you said, for example, you got projects next to high rises, right? Usually the people living in the projects are from Miami. The high rise are the people that came to Miami, that decided to live here. We're so lucky to be from here, and yet we let these people come from out of town and completely take over.
Well, it's a law of familiarity.
Yeah.
That's
true.
exactly what it is. You
100%.
You see something. I mean, it's crazy because I used to go to the same beach that I live at, like around that area over by not South Point, Sunny Isles, the pier by Sunny Isles. And I used to go over there. I mean, like I remember getting absolutely wasted under that pier and looking at the different buildings and being like, man, this is crazy. Like people live like this, right?
Right.
And that's how vast majority of people are thinking, not understanding that, like, yo, the dude in those buildings has the same opportunity that you have, right? And because of the fact that we see it all the time, because of the fact that, Lambos are normal in Miami, right? And Bentleys are normal in Miami, and crazy real estate is normal in Miami, we think that we can't have that. And not only do we think we can't have that, it just becomes the ordinary.
Right.
And when it
100%.
becomes the ordernary, it's just out of sight, out of mind type of situation because you don't notice it anymore.
That's true.
It's true.
Big
Dude,
facts.
We're very we live in such a weird bubble, bro. Like Miami is such a weird bubble. But I want to go back to something as well, because the last time I saw you, actually, I was probably sleeping on your couch because I used to live in your apartment pretty much.
Nah, you know it's crazy. I lived at his apartment. You lived.
I know, we both
I lived at his apartment.
we were roommates.
both
I just didn't have a room. But the last time I saw you, bro, you were we partying till 3 a.m. and waking up probably at 11 a.m. for a meeting. I gotta get on this conference call. What was is there a moment that you think that things changed, that you said, all right, this is the direction, this is where I'm going, that got you to where you are now? Or was it a progressive thing?
Both. Honestly, both. I think it was the build up to the breaking point. Right? We'll address both right now. The build up was interesting because as the build up was happening, as the come up, as people would say, was happening, I was ready to quit more times than I can ever imagine.
Yeah.
Right? And on the breaking point, it was either shit or get off of the pot.
Right.
It was
Stop
either
fucking around.
Yeah,
time.
like either you're gonna quit what it is that you're focused on and what it is that you're passionate about, or you're gonna go all in for the first time in your life for real. Because people would see me, and like when I was living with you, people saw me, even your homies saw me. You know, we all had the opportunity to work with each other at some point, us with Red Ventures, us inside of the industry. And people would see me and they'd be like, yo, Matt's a beast. Like, he's doing his thing. He's always working. But in reality, I was getting fucked up more times than I was working. I was having a great time. You lived with me, so you saw my habitual habits, right? You saw what it was that I was doing on a day-to-day basis. And
because we both had bad habits. That was the problem.
And I mean, I still got bad habits. But it was crazy because I knew that I wasn't the best version of me, although other people were truly impressed.
Right.
Yeah.
And it came to a point where I was like, all right, cool, I need to stop faking the funk, because although they think I'm good and they think I'm busting my ass, you know you're not. And if you're not doing it yourself and you know you're not going to your fullest capability, you're going to half-ass everything that you do, and you're going to get these half-ass results, because the universe knows what's good, God knows what's good, whatever it is that you believe in knows what's good, right? So yeah, man, it was the build up to the breaking point. Like it was a series of events, man. I was, you know, like if you've grown up in a poor, stricken home where you don't have a lot of money, the tensions are very high inside of the home, right?
Yeah.
And I remember growing up in my household, my mom was always mad, and it wasn't because she was mad at us though. It was because she was mad at the situation. She was so stressed, and that's where generational curses start to happen, right? And then I brought that over to my marriage.
Generational curses. That's
generational curses, man. It's real, bro.
That's crazy that you bring that up.
It's real, bro.
Because it's a mental thing.
And it's crazy because it's so easy to break as well.
Oh yeah.
It's so easy, but
someone's
it's also
bound to break the cycle.
Contagious, G.
Yeah.
It's so contagious. So I brought that over to the marriage, and then I had so many situations where I was with my girl and we were arguing nonstop because of finances, bro.
The producer.
The producers. Shout out Jazz Fingers.
Jazzy.
But yeah, man, I brought that over there, and then eventually one day, man, like I remember this specific argument. I want to get into details, but I was like, yo, we got to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
And that's that. And at that moment, like, it was like a light switch, man. Like,
that's amazing.
Nothing was standing in the way. Nothing.
That's amazing, bro. That's really great. And I mean, it's funny what you said, because a lot of things, it's the hard work behind it. People might think you're a beast, and then you hear the same word all the time that I know a lot of people probably on this live hear all the time, is the word potential, right?
Oh.
Isn't that the worst word? You have so much potential. It's like the backhanded
you're not
compliment.
doing shit.
It's the backhanded compliment that we were talking about. It means like you're wasting so much talent.
Yep.
That's when I hear the word potential, I think, damn, you just told me I'm not doing shit with my life because I'm not fulfilling my potential.
Yep.
Right? So when you were saying all that, it's like, damn, I feel that. Because we all know who we are, you know what I mean? But there's always that self-inhibitor chip that is like stopping you from going to that next level. And it's that make it or break it point that you got to get to, bro.
Big facts.
It's impossible, I think, to like synthesize.
It's literally impossible. You can only fake the funk so much, man.
Yeah. You got to get to that
so
point
much.
for real where it's like, all right, am I going to do this or not? It's like got a little heavy in here real quick.
Nah, but you know what's crazy though? People fear conversations like this.
No,
People are
absolutely.
afraid because it makes them feel uncomfortable, and if it makes them feel uncomfortable, then from there on out, they're like, yo, I got it. It's either like, or embrace, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And most people are like, bounce, and go do what makes me feel. Let me sit down and play some video games and dumb my mind, right?
You know what
like
that is? People relate to it, but they don't want to admit that they're relating to it. And then they'll ask you the same question over and over. What's the secret? And it's like, bro, you related to that shit, so you know what it is. You just don't want to confront that demon within yourself.
Facts.
100%.
Fucking facts.
That's why that shit gets heavy,
Facts,
dude.
facts.
It's crazy.
Facts.
We're all each other's like worst enemy.
Yeah.
100%. Our own worst enemy.
Our own worst enemies.
'Cause you're my best
If you're my enemy.
You're right. Just claws to claws.
Oh shit, man. But let me ask you something else, bro. We're gonna get a little bit lighter, back into it a little bit. You still making music, or you still doing that? Like, I know that was a huge passion for you as well.
Yo, man, I have it tatted on me, bro. It'll always be something that my first tattoo ever actually is on the inside of my lip.
Oh shit.
And it says truth. And the original reason. Now it's so crazy how many, like how much my life reflects this tattoo as well. But the original reason was to speak truth through my music.
Right.
Just be honest about my music. And yeah, man, I write music. Dude, I went through a probably about a 2 years writer's block.
Damn, that's tough.
And y'all are music. Yo, guys, by the way, check them out. Los Brigados, Paper Brigade.
Yes, sir.
I've been following these guys for quite some time. They're nice with it, trust me. Local heat out here from Miami, so definitely check them out. You can check my stories and click on the tag. But
Oh, they're hitting us with the emojis. I see them.
hey, let's drop
Yes,
some
sir.
fire
Hit the
emojis
hearts.
or a 777 if you're feeling the vibes.
7-7.
Get us clouded, man.
So
We need clout, fam.
and y'all know if you guys follow me, I don't just post anything on my story. I don't just post anything on my post. So if I post it, it's really because I fuck with it. But
Fire.
So yeah, I went through like a 2 years writer's block, and you guys know that as artists and as musicians, it's tough.
Yeah.
When you go through that writer's block, it's like it kind of reminds me of heartbreak, bro. Like
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It stings really, really bad, man. And you keep on revisiting the same exact guitar and the same exact computer or the same exact notepad, and you can't write for anything. And what you do write is like, it's just
You
not.
want to fucking light it on fire.
Yeah,
Like, this sucks.
yeah.
I hate this.
So what I realized is because I wasn't sad anymore, bro.
Oh, man. Isn't that funny?
It's because I wasn't
That's
pissed
so
off at
real.
the world.
Yeah.
I was man, when I was writing, I mean, some of my best songs are. I'm writing a book right now, and I just posted one of the songs inside of the book that I'm writing, and I read it, and it's fucking dark. It's
Yeah.
dark, but it is good.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's really good. It's like
from
one of
a
the best
real
songs that
place.
I've written.
I mean, that's when you write your best, bro.
Yeah, facts. And I realized I was so happy that I stopped writing music because music I was only able to associate it with like a dark path and like frustration, angst. I guess that's why it was that I took to like the punk scene so much.
Right.
And now I came back and my stuff is not punk at all. It's on acoustic guitars or like bluesy guitars.
Yeah.
Like I'm writing about like, yo, I just wrote some crazy ass lyrics. Yesterday I sent it over.
Yeah,
I
that
just-
shit's super fire.
I wrote some crazy.
That's
ass
what I
lyrics the other
appreciate.
day,
Is
yeah.
every time you write something new, you send me a video.
Yeah, bro,
You send me the
'cause you're
lyrics
honest
too.
with me. You're
That's
honest with
fire
me.
too. Is the lyrics on top?
You're honest with me, man.
Yeah.
So
How come I
I
don't
just
get
got.
these? Damn.
We're about to
give it-
start
I'll
we're about to
chat.
start the Jazz Fingers group
critique it.
chat.
Damn, I like
The
that.
Jazz Fingers
That's
group
it.
chat. But
That's dope.
yeah, man, I would say I've been writing again for the past 6 months.
Nice.
I've been writing, and bro, it's like, I don't know, man. It's. I wish I could say it's like getting back with your first love.
Yeah.
Which I did. Right.
The producer, everybody.
Right. Yeah, Jazz Fingers.
The producer.
But dude, it's something beautiful because you kind of stepped away, and from before you were influenced by a certain genre, a certain music, a certain artist, but you no longer vibe with that because the music you listen to changes like your taste palette, right?
Yeah.
And it's always gonna
Your
keep
mood
on.
will
It's
determine that
just
shit, too.
Keep on your maturity, the things that you go through inside of your life. So like now I have everything that influenced me in the past plus what influences me today.
Right,
And
right,
it's just a dope ass.
It's an evolution of
Yeah,
everything.
it's
a
really, really cool.
potluck, if you will, of
A potluck is exactly
you know what
it
I'm
is,
saying,
yeah.
of everything that you want to put together.
Your mind is expanded at this point, bro. You've gone to the ends of the world.
No. Let it go.
So I can only imagine how much that'll open you up to just writing. Just
Therapeutic.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
No,
I
that's
see your stories. I'm like, yo, like you're like expressing yourself. You're being like free. Like,
Dude, it's the
like
first
see
time
you,
I can
like,
be
you
me,
enjoy
man.
it.
Yeah.
It's the first time I truly feel like me.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't feel like I was truly myself until I was about, I don't know, man, maybe 23 years old, 24 years old. It took a while for me to feel like me. And now I feel like, I'm feeling like the man when I walk through.
Yo, it's funny when you get to that point where you're like, you know what? I actually don't really give a fuck.
Facts,
I don't
yeah.
know why I'm trying to give
Facts.
a fuck, because when I think about it, I actually
really
don't give a fuck. What am
really
I
don't.
doing?
And you know what's the crazy thing? Most people don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Most people don't
They
give a fuck.
pretend to give a fuck, and they just like live their life
But
pretending to
not
give a
only
fuck.
not only that, there's a percentage that pretend to give a fuck, and then there's the people that don't even notice.
Yeah.
Because they really don't give
Oh
a
my
fuck.
God, isn't
You're
that
sitting there
crazy?
like, should I I catch myself up, cuff my pants or no?
Yeah. Just cuff it.
Who gives a fuck?
cares?
Cuff it.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares, yo? Nobody in the club said,
Yeah.
damn, he should have cuffed his pants.
That's
You know, I
facts.
be saying that, though. I'm not gonna lie. I be
Yo,
looking
it's
at
the
people
worst
like,
though.
yo,
All
you
of us
gotta
are
cuff
guilty
that.
for it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll be the one
You
that,
people
yo, what's up
watcher.
with your pants, bro? Why are you
freaking
stepping
people.
on
Yo,
that?
nice pants. You don't have a stain on them.
Damn, that's the one right there.
You got the back dragon.
That's why I wear the black pants. And you know what I get all the time? Oh, you wore the black pants again. For Francis. What up,
Black pants.
Francis? My
Yo,
boy.
real quick, if you guys are just tuning in right now, drop the city that you're tuning in from. We're posted up in Miami, Florida. I'm here with Los Brigados. It's weird. We're entertaining two different.
I know.
It's like, all right, we're recording a podcast, but we're Instagram live right now as well.
Well, it's an extra angle for it at the end of the
Yeah,
day, so
dude.
we'll put
I'm
it in.
throwing
that
about
in.
the angles.
Yeah, we'll edit that
too.
into the corner so everybody can see it.
Shout out to everybody tuning in right now.
Yeah, if you're
the
from
voice.
if you're from Iowa, put it down. We want to know who lives in Iowa.
Antarctica. I'm trying to get to
Antarctica, yeah.
Shout out to
Antarctica.
Albuquerque.
Are you serious? Antarctica?
Why
Yeah, man.
not?
So
Fucking
for
go
those
dog
for those
sledding.
that just tuned in, I've been to every continent with the exception of Antarctica. And if I haven't been there yet, it's for a reason. They save the best for last, right?
Right.
So I'm expecting like
Narwhals.
No, man. I was
Santa Claus.
No, I was gonna
Will
say, like,
Ferrell in an elf outfit.
Yeah, no. Golden streets with
All right.
amazing strippers on horses.
I was thinking of something else, but that's really cool too. All right, well, listen, we got about 30 seconds left on this one, so we're going to have to wrap it up for now, and we're going to come back for another segment, and we want to chill with y'all for a little bit longer on the Weiss podcast on the internet, peoples.
Yeah.
Get it now. Hey. Show off. 954 to the 305. Recognize me, leave that high with my gold on. Push by the zip lifestyle, cost a grip. Don't trip, my nigga better hold on. My bitch is a baddie, my hand or her fatty. Got her turned on, but she got her clothes off.
It's not about the success thing, like I know I could do it or whatever, because it's like possible. It's possible, right? It's more of like, do I want to do that? Do I see myself being successful at that and being happy? It's like, it's just not my vibe. It's not what I want to do. That's all it is, bro. It's all it's ever been. It's like, it's just not my path, bro. For me, it's the podcast and the little creative shit. You know what I mean? If it's not that,
it uses different parts of the brain.
yeah, 100%.
It uses different parts of the brain, bro, and you're turned on by certain parts of the brain.
Yeah.
And things that get that going, right? So like for me, I'm a creative, bro. I'm such a creative, so it took a huge shift. But it was cool because I carried that over.
Right.
Which was dope. So it was like,
Are we recording?
the fucking
Beautiful.
dope. The Mona Lisa of entrepreneurship.
Yo.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, see, for example, I just got like my MLO, my mortgage loan originator's license, and I still haven't even used that shit, bro. Because I got it, I'm like, all right, I got it, blah, 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 I can do this shit now. And my mom's in that business, so she has leads for me, like ready to go. And I'm like, you know, I gotta come to it on my own. You know what I mean? I gotta be ready to go do that shit. I'm like that. I've always been like that. Whatever it is, like if I don't come to that conclusion on my own, no matter what the facts are, you could lay out so much shit in front of me. It's like, I didn't come to that on my own. It's like, it's probably a gift as well as a curse, you know, because I've been able to kind of curate my life and like Nipsey used to say, it's a marathon race. So like I've been able to curate what I think and lay things out for myself. But at the same time, I know I've been hindering myself in a lot of ways because I'll say no way more than I say yes. You know what I mean? But
Oh, dude, I'm a yes man.
Really?
Bro, I had 23 jobs before I was 21 years old. I said yes to everything.
Yeah.
I could not say no. Dude, I have FOMO, man.
Really?
I get so scared of missing out. I'm like, fuck, what if that blows up? What if it's the next Facebook?
Oh yeah.
So it's that's also a curse and a blessing as well, though.
No, it's true 100%, bro.
Yeah.
It's a complete other side of it. But yeah, FOMO. I get FOMO sometimes, like with specific ass shit. Like,
I get FOMO for random ass shit that I
Yeah.
didn't even think I was into.
Yeah.
yeah, you're like, why wasn't I there at this fetish party, bro? I could be into that. I look great in black leather, dude.
Mouth gags.
Right?
I've been waiting to wear this.
All right, I think that's a perfect transition into the UFC, right?
Transition God.
So let's talk about it, bro. So you were telling us that you're at the Masvidal fight.
Yeah.
And you specifically said, I said, hold on, wait for the, because this is such a Joe Rogan thing to do. He tells the guest, hold on, stop talking. Jamie, record, right? So I said, hold on, hold that for the podcast. So you said you saw Joe Rogan in person and that was an amazing feeling. Tell me about your experience at the Masvidal Diaz fight.
Yeah, man. So naturally UFC was something that, or not even just UFC, just mixed martial arts in general, was something that I gravitated towards because where I'm from, we were always fighting.
Truth.
We were just always fighting.
Fighting is fun.
It's amazingly fun, and if you haven't been in a fist fight, I strongly suggest it.
Fight somebody you love.
Just if you haven't been in a fist fight, I strongly suggest it. It builds crazy amounts of character, but
That feeling after.
Yeah.
it's great. It's great, and it's not even on some like to hurt somebody or to break
Right.
somebody's jaw. It's just that like
Get some testosterone out.
Yeah. So naturally I took towards it. I got into some trouble when I was younger, and I got sent to a boot camp.
Ooh.
And inside of that boot camp, they taught us a lot of different types of mixed martial arts.
Oh, that's dope.
They taught us how to defend ourselves. I think it was the drill instructor's way of having entertainment and having kids fight in front of them, like
Hey
type
man,
of thing.
you gotta find a way to love your job no matter where you are. Kids.
But naturally, I took towards it, and I remember growing up and watching fights on YouTube. I'm not trying to be that guy like, oh, I knew him back in the day, but I remember being younger and watching fights on YouTube, and I used to watch this dude named Levels Martinez. Levels he had hands of freaking steel. He was out of Miami. He's a street passer now.
And we're talking about backyard fighting.
Yeah, just straight backyard brawling.
Bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle backyard.
If you're not from Miami, you might not have heard that name, but you should.
Yeah. It's something that was big out in Carroll City area. Kimbo Slice, the late great, he used to host them. Him and this dude named Data 5000, I think it was, or Data 3000, something like that.
And the owner of Bang Bros as well was part
Word,
of it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kimbo was like his bodyguard and all kind of shit. But
Shit, I didn't know that. That's actually pretty
Reality
dope.
Kings, not Bang Bros, but
Bang Bros is under the umbrella of Reality.
yeah, but I
Homes,
think
yeah.
at that time they were separate.
Okay.
So it was
no
like,
mergers.
it was like whatever, Mike in Brazil and all that shit. But anyways, continue.
Not only the business side, but
in
the
the
whole
VIP, in the VIP, you guys remember that? I used to have to go to like 8 websites to like get the trailers, bro. You kids don't know how easy it is. But I'm sorry, continue with the levels and everything you're saying.
Long story short, I remember seeing this one specific fight. I saw it years ago, and I was just really impressed by the striking. And then I'll be honest, man, I didn't follow Masvidal's career until he knocked out Till.
Yeah.
Which was about 3 fights ago. Because there was the Askren knockout where he need the dude fastest knockout. But the fight before that with
Is
Darren
what got
Till,
him the fight with Ben Askren, yeah.
exactly. And with Darren Till's the UK dude, Darren Till's no pussy either.
Yeah.
So
No,
like,
he's fire.
I remember seeing the dude's just dynamic. He understood his reach literally perfect. And I was like, man, this guy's freaking got it. And his attitude is such a highly a Chico. So
Yeah,
like,
right.
I
100%.
fucking loved it. Immediately, I was just gravitated towards the dude. And I'm watching an interview and they played the old fight that I saw from back in the day, and I was like, no
Damn, that's crazy.
fucking way, this is him. So immediately I was like, yo, Team Miami, vamos.
Yeah,
And
Street Jesus.
Yeah, Street Jesus. So I followed, I had been following him, and then I've always been a Nate Diaz fan. I just think that Nate Diaz is one of the baddest motherfuckers in the game, bro.
We could talk about that.
Yeah, he's him and his brother Nate are something else, man. Like, these boys, they just do not give a fuck.
They do what they love.
Which is get their brain cells
zombies,
obliterated
yo.
because they don't have no defense. I love them. They're fucking hilarious.
Dude,
they're real as fuck.
Their defense is the
Is their
fucking
forehead,
thick skulls
their
that they
thick
have,
face. Their brain cells is their defense, but okay, so you're a fan of them for sure. So
I love them. I love them. They were such a vibe, and it was dope when Nate's first fight back. He was like, "Yo," they were like, "Who do you want to fight?" He was like, "Masvidal."
Yeah.
And Masvidal wasn't even like top 10 contenders type thing, right?
Yeah.
So it was like the underdog story on top of that. So I went ahead and I bought tickets, the most expensive thing that I've ever done. Like, yo, you know what's dope? Basketball events are like fashion shows.
Right, yeah.
You go to a basketball game, like, you gotta be dripped out.
Right.
Football, it's get fucked up time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like tank top, shorts. You go to see the Dolphins, you're getting dirty.
shitty.
Yeah.
You're gonna. But fighting is high end,
Yeah, it's like an event.
especially on the floor. It's high end because there's only one a month.
Yeah, it's
Right?
true.
So it is an event that you show up to. You don't just go to, right?
Right.
And it was really cool because he had like The Rock in there.
Yeah, there was a lot of people at that fight, bro.
Trump.
I love the Garden, right? Yeah.
Trump. And which was really dope. Yeah, we were in the Garden too, which was really cool, man. Which is iconic. Like 2 weeks before, I was out there seeing Post Malone, which was dope.
Oh, that's right.
Posty.
Yeah, Posty was dope.
So what were you rocking out there? You had like the full suit, or did you go out there? You went out there swagged out.
He thought it was a football game, so he came out.
So actually, I met Israel Adesanya. I have a picture of it. We'll pull it up on this.
He's the GOAT right now.
So I met Usman. That night, I met Israel Adesanya, which straight up, that's the GOAT, man.
He's
that
the GOAT,
man's nasty.
next GOAT.
And he's going to put the hands to Roy Jones.
Yeah.
And then I also met Connor's grappling coach, Dylan Dennis.
Nice.
And it was dope. I was in all black. Honestly, I was wearing the same thing I'm wearing right now with a different jacket.
Hell yeah.
I was in the exact same thing.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but the reason I mentioned Israel, he came up to me. He was like, "Yo, I had a scarf on though." And he was like, it was cold as shit. And he's like, dude, I love the drip. And bro, I don't fangirl. But he had just won the championship.
Yeah.
I was
just
like,
unified the belt, bro.
Appreciate it, bro. So it was pretty dope. But the energy in there was just on a different level, man.
That's
like
dope.
I've seen Barcelona against Madrid in Barcelona.
Wow, that's fire.
Which
That's
is crazy.
event.
2 years ago we went over to the Super Bowl, which was crazy. Last season I saw Houston versus the Raptors right before they went into the playoffs.
Nice.
So I've seen some high energy games, man, and nothing remotely close. Like I thought, to truth be told, I saw fights popping off when we were leaving.
Oh shit!
Like the energy was
The
just
testosterone
like, and
was
plus
up.
you're in New York, so you got the hot boys. They're just like, yo,
shit.
what'd you say?
Yeah.
You scuffed my tin.
They were waiting
Because
outside.
everybody there thought they could beat up anybody in the fight. That's why.
Including me
Yeah.
with the bottle of vodka.
You're like, Masvidal, nah, son. Don't come to New York.
Bro, we were
still
actually
get the
kind of
man.
upset though the way it ended.
I was upset, but I mean, honestly, I didn't see a change. So, I mean, listen, I said it, I think, on the other podcast with Mikey, but like to me, I love Diaz. I think he's an amazing character. He's a great fighter, all those things, but there's levels to everything. I don't think Masvidal and Diaz are on the same level. I think Masvidal, probably since that fight that you mentioned, has been elevated to a completely different level that Diaz doesn't coexist in. I think
He's probably more.
But here's the thing though. I don't think it's fair because Nate just came back one fight in.
Yeah.
So I think if we're talking about Nate in his prime, that's a lot of men.
How old
But
is
the
he?
thing is,
That's a lot of men,
but he's
bro.
not in his prime. So like,
Yeah.
it is what it is, and
Fair.
he fights the same fight. The difference is now he's got inches of scar tissue on his face. You're gonna bleed, dog. You gotta protect your face.
That shit was
You have to
nasty.
understand. Vanderlei Silva, one of the greatest to ever do it, had to retire because he has
Straight up.
so much scar tissue on
Straight
his
up.
face that he would bleed every fight. He couldn't see shit. Like it is what it is, dog. That is the price you paid for fighting the kind of fights that you fought. We all got
He's nowhere near
entertainment out of
Vanderbilt though.
it. What's that?
He's nowhere near that, bro.
Oh yeah, no, but
He's
I
nowhere
mean,
near that point.
regardless, every time he fights, no hands up. He's only
It's
worried about
always the
attacking.
right. It's always the right eyelid that gets smacked
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
bro. Even if you look at the highlights from Connor, bro.
Yeah.
Connor lit his face up on both rounds. I mean, both matches with the exact same thing.
And the
bro.
thing about that shit is, if you're gonna fight that kind of fight, bro, you can't expect every ref to let it go all five. You just can't. Yes, it was a little early for sure, but I just didn't see that turning
Well,
around.
that shit was on a doctor, so that,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it wasn't
that's
even
what-
the
Yeah,
ref.
sorry,
it was
the doctor,
It was the doctor.
not the ref, the doctor.
I believe it. That's the thing though, because they never went to the ground.
Yeah.
And Masvidal has nice groundwork, but Nate's a beast on the
yeah,
ground.
yeah, but
There's
you
don't
nobody
gotta
to
work
play
his
with
way.
on the ground.
He's
so
slippery.
in the event that, and not only slippery, he's explosive.
And he's
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
He's explosive,
Yeah.
lanky.
He can drop
Like this
elbows
man
that-
is
that
gonna get
sting.
in there and he's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, he's got sharp elbows and all that. So hold on, let me plug this thing in just to make sure in the meantime. But
He's gonna hurt you. But yeah, I'm actually headed out to the Usman fight.
Oh, fire.
So I'm excited for Usman, but I'm more excited to see Max Holloway.
Oh boy.
Max Holloway's lit too.
That boy Max Holloway's on one, man.
Damn, that's dope, man. I would love to go to UFC. I've been to an MMA fight before, but I don't remember what promotion
Dude,
it was.
Luchadores. That's what you're into.
Yo, they had the mask and everything. I thought it was fire.
Rey Mysterio.
Damn, Rey Mysterio's
Rey
a legend.
Mysterio.
I used to love watching him.
But I forgot.
He was crazy.
What's the name of
That
that?
guy was talented.
Big Bobby something, bro. I feel like he was either a
Oh,
WWE.
like Papa Pump?
Yeah, he's huge.
Bob Steiner or something like that?
I don't remember
Yeah.
like this huge, and it was like his
he had a
MMA
top
debut.
hat? Oh,
No,
No,
sure.
that was
No.
the one with the top hat
Papa
was
Pump.
No, he didn't have
Papa
a top.
Pump.
Big Papa
You're
Pump.
talking
He didn't have
about
a top
Big
hat.
Papa
But
Pump.
it was him and somebody else as like a duo. That's all. That's
Yeah,
what-
it was
No,
him
no,
and,
no.
if I'm not mistaken, it was Hulk Hogan, bro.
I don't
They
think
were
it
with
was
NWO.
I think it was like before that.
They were with NWO, bro. You remember when NWO had the
Him,
Latin side too, with
Kevin
like
Nash, yeah.
K-Dog
And Rey Mysterio.
and Rey Mysterio,
Yeah,
and then, bro, yeah, that's when wrestling was dope. I don't know if
That
you
was
guys
bad.
saw, they just released
Bobby Lashley. This
Bobby
big
Lashley.
ass motherfucker, bro. Bobby Lashley. This guy.
Dude, I don't remember
Yeah.
this dude.
I didn't know who he was either, but everybody was, what the hell is this advertisement? Everyone was so stoked because he was a professional WWE dude.
Really?
That looks like Terry Crews.
Oh my God, he's huge.
My
But-
dude, but there's been multiple WWE. You have Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
who came in, and Brock Lesnar was a beast though. Let's not even
No,
sell the
for
dude short.
sure. No.
You have CM Punk.
Yes.
CM Punk
He
came
didn't
into
do
the
it like
MMA
that,
world.
though.
He didn't do shit. But he had a few fights in the UFC.
Yeah.
And then obviously
You know who could have been
good old
great?
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, bro. Looking like a turtle.
Bobby.
You know who would have been, I think about this all the time. There's three people I'll say that I wish would have done UFC just to see. The Rock,
Yeah.
LeBron James, and Shaquille O'Neal. All three of them, I would have loved to see them in the
What was the
heavyweight
dude
division.
that was like, my balls is hot at the end of the...
Oh my
I just saw
God.
him fight, bro. I promise you. I just saw him. He fought the same night as Masvidal.
Yeah, he did.
Look it up. My balls is hot, UFC.
My balls is hot.
Yeah, I went on the
This was
dude's
recent?
Instagram. Bro, this was about
Yeah.
I'll probably say about 6 months to a year ago. He won the title, and then they were like, yo, he's heavyweight. And they're like, so how do you feel? And he was like, my
Derek
balls is
Lewis.
hot.
Derek Lewis, yes.
Darren Lewis, he was like, my balls is hot.
Hold on, let's see if I can get the audio.
Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot.
Yo,
Yeah,
shout out to
that's
that. I want to have that kind of confidence in front of
balls
everybody in
is
the
hot.
world like that. Why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot.
That's legendary.
I wish I could do that at work.
He's technically doing it at work.
Exactly.
He's technically doing it at work.
That's
Fucking
Yo, let me flip the script on you guys real quick. Right?
flip it.
I've been following you guys for quite some time.
Thank
right?
you,
I was inside of
Christian.
the once or
It was
twice.
only once.
But I was inside of the studios while you guys were recording.
Right.
I was listening to the work before it was released. I knew the backstory, the events that you did, or the shows that you did with like Mac Miller and stuff like that. Like
Damn.
late great man, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, honestly, that one hit home. hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, that
Yeah.
one's tough.
Yeah, straight up.
That one,
Jazz
man.
fingers, bro. And soft ones.
He deserves the
too.
jazz
Soft
fingers,
jazz
bro.
Yeah,
fingers.
that was a
He's a
man.
jazzy dude.
Yeah.
But you know, you guys in the Broward scene, right? Y'all really were making some noise, and then I saw you guys stepped aside from the events as heavy as you once were.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's true.
And I remember like during the time when you guys were dropping stuff like Sunroof,
Yeah.
right?
Damn.
When
Production.
when you guys were out with PB and Cali, right?
Yeah.
Or when y'all were rocking with I was rolling through down 154.
Yeah. Hey,
With my
whoa.
whoa.
Hey.
So like I remember
Damn.
we'd have events and concerts, and y'all were, I mean, there wasn't a person inside of the crowd that wasn't rocking something PB.
Yeah.
Right? What is going on right now? And why did y'all take a step back? What happened? Because like I don't feel, here's the crazy thing. Although there's less events, there's still content.
Mm-hmm.
There's still music.
Yeah.
There's still, so it's not that you guys took a step back, but you shifted focus
Yeah.
from being in front of people to being behind the scenes. What happened? What happened?
I'm gonna take a quick rein on this, and it's got to make a detour because I'm not involved with the music as much as these two still are. For me personally, I just didn't feel like I could produce at the same level anymore. It kind of had
we
to
spoke
do,
about earlier.
yeah, it kind of had to do a lot with your writer's block, but it wasn't necessarily writer's block, such as much as like I know that I can't give them what they need from me, right? And I don't want to let anybody down. So me personally, I just took a step back from the music and I said, look, we're going to create, we're going to continue to make things, but right now it's not music for me. It's just not. I'm not feeling it. And if it's not in my body 100%, I'm not going to do it.
Which is fair.
That being said, they completely took the reins and went way further than what we ever did as a trio, they did as a duo. So the work that they've been putting in behind the scenes is much more. And that's why there was that gear shift where I said, I'm not keeping up no more. I'm going to let you guys make that shift. So,
which is real.
Yeah, it was tough. It was hard for everybody, and like that.
But he still produces just as much content. Like
yeah, I was about to say though, because I was around when he made that step back, right?
Yeah.
I was around literally. I was in the inner circle during that time.
That was right around that time.
So I already knew what was going on, and for a little bit it was very predominant. But you snuck your way back into the scene multiple times, and I seen it, bro.
Well, it's
whether it's the worst podcast in the world.
The worst.
So I think it's one of those things where, like, as a creator, you always have to do something. But I just decided, like, it was time for me to, like, take my life more seriously at that moment. Meaning I had a girl in my life that I really wanted to put my focus into, and I felt like I was being torn in two different directions. And I prioritized her. So she's now my fiance, so I think I made the right choice.
Let's go. Jazz fingers. And
then I just wanted to be able to kind of provide and take a step in a direction that I always knew I was going to take, and just learn a little bit more about business and what I wanted to do and how I see myself, and just learn about professionalism, what it is to dedicate yourself to a career, something that you want to do. So I kind of took that step.
Bro, elevation requires separation.
100%. And sneaking back in and all those things, because at the end of the day, I do still want to create as much as I always have, and I just didn't want to hold them back. This, for example, is a new lane, so I'm not blocking that lane, right? It's a different artery. So I would have been cholesterol in that artery. In this artery, I'm a red blood cell. I'm flowing with it, you know
let's
what
go.
I mean?
For the anatomy.
But yeah,
I love how that became a thing real quick, bro.
Bro.
But that's my portion of it.
We keeping that.
At the end of the day, I think, speaking on that, they're creating much more music, and they've taken kind of more of an executive role, but I'll let them say what they want to say about that as well.
We went backwards. You know what I'm saying? Everything was we put it out there without having the hub, the network. You know what I'm saying? And I think where we're sitting and doing this podcast has helped, that we built it from the ground up, literally, that we're kind of doing the U-turn and basically ready to push things out in a more formal manner, more consistent manner, and
reaching for a broader audience. Because like you said, we threw events, and we were good at that. And we brought people out, and it was fun, and it was lit. Every
single time.
Yeah, and we put.
I used to look forward to them.
Yeah, bro, you slid out you showed mad love.
Always.
You always did for a jump.
We always talk about the time that the crowd was feeling it, but I was like, yo, I know this song. I heard it about 85,000 times while he was mastering it, and I was sitting there. You put the mic out, and we immediately knew the lyrics towards it.
Yeah,
and it's like.
Bro, I was face to face with you. I'm performing in front of the entire crowd, and then this guy on my verse on Sunroof.
God,
yeah. It's like I'm living in a limousine, Lebanese chick to the left of me, sipping on a Hennessy, listening to
Sunroof,
and I'm bumping Paper Brigade.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yo, honestly, you guys, not even on just the music aspect, you guys have something to offer, a space where people have to pretend to be something that they're not in order to either get accepted or capitalize upon it. And when you find authenticity, the reason, if truth be told, I've been offered probably this year over 25 podcasts, to be 100% real.
Wow.
And I said
I believe
no
that.
to every single one.
Damn.
Like every single one.
That's crazy.
Either A, my schedule just didn't allow it, or B, which was 90% of the time, I just didn't want to.
Right.
And reason being is because it's just going to be the mundane, stupid ass questions.
Same question, same bullshit.
What would you do as a new entrepreneur coming up? Could you, like, it's just like the mundane questions that nobody wants to, like, yo, just send me a message on Instagram.
You're just waiting for Joe Rogan to call, dog.
Yeah, you feel me?
Joey.
But
He'll
the
take
reason-
Gary V too. You know what I'm saying? Gary, call us up. What's up?
Gary, yeah, it depends on Gary, but we'll leave that for another time. But
Damn, I'm interested though.
That's for part 2 of the podcast. We're gonna
I don't like his demeanor.
I feel
I
you.
used to a lot, and now his head's big and ego's got in the way of production.
I see what you mean.
But
That sums it up. I like that.
yeah, but the reason I said yes to this is because I knew I could vibe, and I knew I can be me.
Yeah.
And 2019, I really made a rule for myself not to be anywhere I didn't want to be, which was really hard for me.
It's important.
Naturally, I'm a people pleaser, and I like to make you happy,
You
bro.
got FOMO though.
Yeah, I get FOMO. I get fucking FOMO hard, right? So I made a promise that I wouldn't be somewhere that I don't want to be. And then I also made a promise to only do things that I'm truly passionate about, right? And all the podcasts that contacted me, it wasn't anywhere remotely close to what it was that I wanted to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that I'm on this one is because I know that I was going to be able to be myself. And as I said earlier, like, I've only been able to be myself the past 4 years.
Right.
That I've truly been myself.
Figured it out.
So now every moment that I'm in, I just want to be myself.
Yeah.
And this is an area that I can do so. So purpose of me saying that is y'all got something real dope.
Thank
and
you,
the
man.
dynamic that y'all have, I hold it close because me and my homies have been friends for and my inner circle is this big. And people look at me like, oh, Matt's an asshole. It's just I don't let people in my inner circle.
Yeah.
It's just, it is what it is, right?
It's exclusive, bro.
But you guys have an inner circle that you guys are willing to display towards the world, right? And I'll be real, this is dope because just like y'all rock the events, there wasn't always 100, 200, 300 people showing up. It started off with a handful.
Bro, there was some empty shows, trust
Exactly.
me.
Yeah,
Trust me.
Plenty of times that you paid for yourself.
Yeah.
for sure.
And at that point, yeah, it is what it is. Let's go out there and let's kill it as
We
if
did
there's
it.
thousands of people.
We rock shows with 2 people there.
At some
And that's
point, people are
and they
going to
were
look back
working.
at these episodes and they're going to be like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you're going to be having hundreds of thousands of views as long as you guys continue to do it because now you guys are doing events, but on the internet.
That's true. Hey, I like that.
Which is dope.
Exactly.
Which is dope. That's why I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of this.
I'm glad,
See my
man.
boys on this, like, yo,
Oh,
let's
dog.
run this thing.
We
Let's run this
just
thing.
keep getting
It's an honor.
worse.
It's an honor
Plus-
to have you on here.
Nah, pleasure's mine, man.
Thank you,
Pleasure's
dog.
mine, man. Jazz fingers for this.
And that's beautiful because that's like the perfect transition because we are out of time on this segment right now, family.
All right, yo.
We out this place.
Let's get it.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in again to one of the worst, if not the absolute worst, pieces of media that you can find
This
online.
is an absolute piece of shit.
Yep. Terrible
worst time.
host, terrible show,
Products.
great guest, great producer.
Bro.
Thank you for tuning in. Fuck you for tuning in. Don't forget to dislike, unsubscribe. Make sure that you don't let any of your friends know about it. If your mom watches it, please ask her not to call the police. We appreciate you again.